think I was 23, 24. And it was like the music technology course. Do you know what we did?
Yeah.
And it was the first one of its type. Did that. And it was, because it was the first one, it was quite unrewarded. You know, it was one of them, it's like sort of hit and miss. And then finished that, went to Thailand with a box of records like I've spoke about before.
Yeah.
And that's what I've just thought, oh, thank God I'm saved.
This is all creative again, isn't it?
Yeah,
This is creative before you've got to your...
Yeah, before
stage
that.
now, yeah,
but
so
I'd turn my back on all the, the bad stuff I'd ever worn in Crown Court.
Oh, so you've substituted the going out, well...
So I was in Crown Court, and the judge said, if you should be going, somewhere today, but I can see that's going to have that's not going to have any positive effect on you or society. But if you ever come in his court again, I'll give you double, and I'll listen to him, and I want to thank that judge, because if I had gone there, then you don't know whether you come back from that, So it's So then the music was I'd found something, because I used to play piano when I was a kid. I was like, and I was, my piano teacher's like. Saying he could be a concert pianist, and this was 10-year-old, but because my dad, again, my stepdad, it was like it forced him to doing it. So I hated it because of that.
Right.
When I did three grades, I was 10. And if it hadn't been with that, that's one of my biggest regrets, that I never carried on playing piano, because it'd be a beautiful thing to do, So, but especially with the music thing later on. So then the college thing, and then that was a little bit underwhelming. Then got the records, went to Thailand, started, and then all these options, going Buenos Aires and like Madame Jojo's in London and stuff, and it was opening up, and then, like I said before, my nemesis walked through the door, Claudia, a German girl, and then I just went, take me to your leader, and like, I was like, that was that. And so I ended up living in Germany with her, but like I've said before...
I have to tell you that Seb's got German ancestry.
I think I told Dick before.
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah,
you're more than welcome to follow me anywhere.
But there's a lot of creativity going on in your life.
And
then you've been distracted and gone to Germany.
Yeah. But it was one of them. I was like, what am I doing? I'm throwing I've got this chance. And what did I do? I just turned my back on it. And I was like, are you fucking crazy, man? I was like, obviously, but it was like, it was, she was, she was such a, beautiful, she was like a model for like Cosmopolitan in Japan and all this, but I'm like, surely I'm not that shallow that it's just for a pretty face, So but I don't know, you never know, do you? But anyway,
emotions, mate.
Yeah. So, but the thing was, she was an artist, and that's where it's sort of that was my first sketchbook. Then I did, I was sort of, it was like it was for my mental health. It was a stress release, and that's where. So it was just like crazy doodles.
So with the mental health. We don't have to go too far into it, but what would you say sort of areas you were struggling with?
What the fuck I was doing?
Right. So just frustration with yourself. I suppose if you've got a creative mind and you're not creating, then it's frustrating and the anger.
Well, I was creating, but I didn't think that these things that I was creating would lead me to where I am, what I'm doing now, which is quite interesting when you look back in hindsight.
Would you say that the art to you, when you started, it was just meditative? Is that meditative?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah, I think meditative.
Meditative. Well, it's meditative. Yeah. So it's giving you that.
It calmed me. It calmed me down. Cool. It calmed me down, and it sort of focused my mind on what the hell was going on.
Sorry.
Go on.
I'll go again. Did you? I'm guessing it sounds like.
You were there.
So going, back to sort of like the meditation of it and stuff like that. Did you? It sounds like did you have like maybe was it the anxiety that you didn't know what you were doing and the stress, and did the art sort of help with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, without that, that just focused everything, and it is like you say, meditative.
We'll make a mix of this later on.
Mega mix. So, but yes, no, 100%, and it sort of, I always I felt connected and with myself when I did that, you know. But there was no other reason other than that. It wasn't, why? Do you know what? I could maybe do this as a career. It was never ever even an option, you know. So, and that was, So, but the inevitable thing happened, and you know, we split up. I came back home to Bramley, and I'd gone from, you know, I could
Thailand,
be
Germany, Bramley,
but potentially Argentina, and you know, and then I was back on my mum's single sofa bed, and you know, in Bramley, and that was doomsday that night. It was like, it was dark, and so for the next 10 years, I thought about doing this, that, and the other, but it's still. I had my own tiling business. Like I said, I've said a lot of this before. And then I met my mate Mikey Brain, who's an artist himself from Birmingham, but lived in Leeds, and sort of met all my Frenchie and everybody who you know, Tristan and Dave Beer and everybody, and it was like, oh wow, this world has been running on a parallel to me, and I've not. For whatever reason, I've not connected with that until now. But I honestly believe if I had done before, we wouldn't be talking today. Do you know?
Yeah.
So it's
how old were you at this stage?
38.
Right.
So that's when and I showed Mikey, and he's like, "Why the fuck did you show me these before?" It's from Liverpool. So, I suppose Liverpool actually. Yeah, but anyway.
Well, don't mention him again.
Yeah. So anyway, but so the next day, you know, we did a painting, and then with 6 weeks we've done 15 paintings, and we did a pre-party to Circle Local, like I've said all this before, but. Yeah. And then we got all tuxedoed up with the cravats and all that, and everybody came, and it was great. And we sold 6 paintings, and then we were sat upstairs, and it was like the penny dropped, and that. Well,
it'd been 1 penny, wouldn't it?
No,
if you'd sold six.
It was like one of them things, you know, them sliding things, that, you know, at Reeton Sands or wherever you were. You have to nudge it to get to win out. But anyway. But that was like that was 2010, and from that day on, that has been the start of my sort of my life, if you like.
So I'd known you a fair few years, mainly through clubbing scene. But I mean, there were a good crowd of people, weren't there?
Great, you know, and creative, and you know, and that's what I've been missing. All my life, you know, it was like I was sort of lost. I've got great mates all from before that, but sort of not in a creative sort of direction, you know. And then this whole sort of world opened up, and just opportunities with that, and then it's sort of. But I'm sort of grown with that, and it's like growing into my own skin. Basically.
So we've gone from you reaching 2010, in which, I mean, I'm giving you an analysis, and I'm in no position to do so, but we've already, I would just recap, loss of your father, possibly a bit of violence towards you as a child, disappointment, possibly your creativity being stifled, and then a relationship breakup. So it's all going pretty grim at the moment, isn't it? And then realising that you're sleeping on your mum's single bed or sofa bed, whatever. And then we get to 2000. In Bramley. Whoa, I've got some good friends in Bramley. But then we get to 2010, and we've done the Circle Local party, and the new doors opened. And so it's now what, 2022? Yeah, I think I'm right.
Yeah.
So in the past 12 years, you've like you say, you've like grown into yourself. And so let's look at this. You know, leaving that darkness behind.
Absolutely.
But I mean, is it all darkness or is it all growing experience? Because do you think you'd be here with your creativity now if you hadn't been through all that?
Probably not. You know, I think it's all everything for a reason. I know that's a bit of a cliche, but you know, it's. I do think that it's like I say with the timings. If I'd have had this opportunity, what I've been given, you know, as you know, to you know. Fortunately, I've got a great life as an art, you know, doing something that I love doing, even though it is so stressful at times. It's like any job, you know. But I do believe if this had have happened to me, say when I was 20-year-old, I'd have fucked it.
Turned you back on it.
I'd have fucking, you know, I would have. Excuse me.
So I wonder if a bit of sort of tenacity has come out of your history,
and I think a lot of, you know, sort of an acceptance and a maturity, more mature, you know, well,
and foot. Who'd have thought me and Nicolas Dixon sat talking about maturity?